Hello everyone, my name is Matt Hughes and this is going to be my synopsis on Chapter 6 of Health and Nutrition. So the first chapter is amino acids, the building blocks of protein. So what is protein? Protein is a class of nutrients, organized components that consists of a large molecule component of one or more chains of amino acids that help regulate the body. So protein needs to work with amino acids in order to regulate the body for its functions. So what is amino acids? Amino acids are the building blocks for protein that work with carbon monoxide, oxygen, and hydrogen throughout the body. We get most of our nutrients from proteins from consuming dairy products. So meats, nuts, plants, plant seeds, and other protein areas, objects that you might consume throughout your day. Proteins are consumed to maintain a healthy body. By consuming proteins, we make sure that our body is going to be healthy and strong throughout the day, so you can do your daily activities. If you do not get enough protein in your diet throughout the week, you'll start to feel a little sluggish. You really won't feel like the upper chipper self you should be or maintain. You won't be able to run around as much. You'll just feel really, really down and dragging throughout the day. Next, there are brachial chain amino acids, non-essential amino acids, essential amino acids, and limiting amino acids. These four different amino acids do four different major parts for your body throughout the day. So, for brachial chain amino acids are isolated volumes that are in the primary amino acids. So for consuming, you'll have 9 amino acids that you have to have throughout your body. Without those, your body's just not going to run right. So the brachial chain amino acids are the ones that regulate and work well with those amino acids. The non-essential amino acids are ones that you can live without, but you really shouldn't. They will basically work with the brachial chain amino acids and work off them if they ever need any. Essential amino acids are ones that we have in foods, so the ones that you have to consume are one of the most important amino acids that you need in order to make your body work. And then limiting amino acids are amino acids that take away some of the protein off of the food, so you limit how much protein you should have in your diet. So moving on, chapter 6, 6.2, protein synopsis and organization or organs. So for this, peptide bonds work between the amino acid groups and help regulate the amino acids to work well with each other and make sure they're not going to be harming each other. There are 20 different types of amino acids throughout the body that all work together and do a different part with the protein that you consume. A very important part is your DNA working with protein. If your DNA doesn't really work with protein, your body's just not going to start working right, and you're really going to need to go see a doctor and see what's going on and what's wrong. Why isn't your body either absorbing the protein or using the protein properly, or making sure that it's doing everything it needs to be doing. One of the diseases you can develop by not having enough protein is sickle cell disease. Sickle cell disease is an illness that results from a malfunction of the red blood cells incorrectly structuring the parts of the protein chains that aren't working well together. So the chains are breaking, and your red blood cells are not reacting to the points that you need. After that, we have 6.3, which is protein in food. 70% of the protein we get comes from food, which is a lot of the protein if you think about it. Eating proteins from animals and plants are very essential. You really can't do one without the other. If you have a lot of meat one day, try to have some nuts with it. because nuts are very high in protein. And then if you have a lot of plants, have a little bit of meat to try to balance it out. And that will bring me to my next point, which are they're high quality, low quality, and completely or complementary proteins. High quality proteins are ones that will give you, as I said earlier, all 9 amino acids that you need to live. So one of the acids one of the things that you can eat or meat will give you a lot of protein and a lot of help with those 9 amino acids that you need. Low quality proteins are ones that lack 1 or 2 of the 9 essential amino acids that really need for your body. And then complementary protein, as I said earlier, try to combine 2 foods, so like meat and nuts, to really give you all the essential meats or all the essential proteins you need in order to go throughout your day. Nuts and seeds are an excellent source of protein, as I said earlier. Food allergies. If you have a food allergy, make sure that you see a doctor. You need those proteins, and if you have a nut allergy or different allergies, it really can harm you. 8% of children in the U.S., or 8% of children in general, have food allergies nowadays, which is really, really high. So that brings me to my next point, 6.4, protein, digestive, and absorption. Most of the protein will go straight to work when you do physical exercise or physical activities, but sometimes it will either just get disregarded through your waste or through urine. .5, putting proteins to work in the body. The most important part of getting proteins is whenever you do workouts, like weightlifting, running, you start to tear some of the muscles in your arms to make more way for bigger growth. But in order to get bigger growth, you need to have those proteins to repair those muscle fibers that you just tore very little. If you do not have enough protein in your diet, you won't be able to repair those muscles, and your muscles will start to weaken. Protein turnover, the process of which cells break down in your muscles, and the protein comes back even quicker to rebuild the muscle in the arms or legs or wherever you did your workout. Protein supplements, little energy for a weight stability person. So with proper weight, or if you're in your goal weight, good nutrition and good proper protein will work well with you to make sure that you're going to be healthy and fine. And then the next chapter is 6.6, protein needs. Protein evaluation is a state in which protein intake is equal to related protein loss. So if you eat too much protein and don't lose it, you're not going to be able to make the gain or make the weight loss that you want or have the proper amount of protein in your body. But if you do work out and you lose the protein that you need and gain it back by what you eat, then you're going to be fine. It's a great way to rebuild yourself. And then there's also positive protein balance and negative protein balance. Positive protein balance, as which I stated, is when you work out as much as you need and burn those proteins off, and then you add them back in with your diet. And then negative are, as I stated earlier, when you don't burn them off fast enough and then you rebuild them. Next chapter is 6.7, diet, eating, and a high protein diet are harmful. Really, it depends. If you're eating way too much protein and not doing any work, it could harm you due to you having way too much protein in your system and not having enough energy to get rid of it. Or if you're doing everything right, eating right, exercising the appropriate amount for every day, you should be fine. There shouldn't be any problems with you eating a lot of protein if you can get rid of it. And then our last chapter is 6.8, protein calorie malfunctions. As I said earlier, if you don't get rid of the protein, there are a bunch of different diseases or malfunctions that can happen throughout the body. Most of them happen sometimes with adults, some of them happen with children. It really just depends on how well can you get rid of your protein with working out and doing everything right. So that's it for me, and thanks for watching my Chapter 6 synopsis on health and nutrition.